Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and I am back playing Star Wars Galaxies, and this is my Empire in Flames series. Now I am here in Bestine, on top of the hill that's overlooking the city. It's a bit, well, it's night time at the moment, and it is also has a fairly light sandstorm coming through. But on the top of the hill you will find a Imperial base. Now this is important because today is the day that I declare my allegiance to the Empire. So in this game, there are multiple factions. And you can see down here, if you open up your character menu, you can see all the different factions listed here and the relations you can have with them. For instance, Tusken Raiders, they hate me. I capped out at negative 5,000, so basically when you hit negative 5,000, that's the minus cap as low as you can go. So keeping that in mind, if we go back to our status page and look in the top right hand corner, the main focus of this game has always been the Empire versus the Rebellion, and in Empire in Flames it's changing around a little bit because the Empire in Flames takes place a few days after the battle on Endor and the destruction of the Death Star. So what this means is that the rebels are no longer really rebels, although I don't know how fast this transition would happen, but basically they'll be referred to as the New Republic now. So when you kill mobs pertaining to that faction, they'll come up as New Republic faction points. But anyway, you can see up here we've got Imperial and Rebel. Now this is done so you can join, so basically you can keep track of your faction points, which can be used to buy things, and your rank. Now I'm currently a civilian. Now I do have enough faction points, but I want to show you this. So what would happen is if you were wanting to join either the Empire or the Republic, you would need to find a mission terminal pertaining to each faction, because you'd have to actually go and talk to an Imperial or Rebel recruiter, but you'd need 200 points first of all. So the way you do this is open this up, and we just want to grab a couple of missions, let's say out to the west. Well, let's say out to the south. This is where I never get any. Okay, there we go. This is a low mission out to the south. That's fine. Give me one more. There we go. Really, you'd probably want to refresh until you've got like the highest paying ones. But we're going to travel out to the south here. We're going to do these missions quickly. And these work the same as the regular missions that you can pick up, except they are focused on your faction. And I should have pointed out that at the very top of that screen, there's a bunch of different faction options there, mission options, such as delivery, destroy, crafting, entertainer. Personally, I've never done any of them apart from delivery missions, but the destroy ones are the ones which are always worth it. Huh. Some palm trees growing here, interesting. Very interesting. So, there isn't actually much water on Tatooine, but yeah. In fact, what I will do, we'll go down here, we'll take care of these lots, and then we're going to swing by. Actually, no, I'll show you. I will shoot you. I have a plan. So we're almost here. Now these first missions you do before you're actually affiliated with a faction will be kind of neutral-ish, if that makes sense. Like, they'll look neutral. It'll just be mercenaries or bounty hunters or something along that line. Okay, so here we go, first place. Now this first mission we picked up is going to bring me to a bunch of pirates. Now you can get anything from assassins to pirates to bounty hunters, and yeah. I'm a pretty good, martial artist. These guys. Ooh, tree. Well, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Can I wear that? Oh my god, I can. Okay, so they made it so Wookiee hoods could actually be worn, and holy crap, that's badass. I'm getting distracted here. I like that. I like that a lot. Fits well for Tatooine. There we go. So I'm looting a few different things here. Simple waist wrap, let's have a look. Wookiee waist wrap, okay, I don't need that. But anyway, once you've killed them, you'll have a banner. It's worth noting as well that the humanoid camps that you can pull from mission terminals, whoever's out there is what you've got to fight, basically. I don't think they spawn anymore. I could be wrong, absolutely, but yeah, you can see up here, I've been awarded 24 points of Imperial faction standing, and I have lost 12 points of New Republic faction standing, so the name has changed for the rebels. Not sure what that is. Anyway, let's keep moving. Got one more mission to do, and if we have a quick look here. My Imperial faction is currently at 274. Now you only need 200 to join, and I believe currently it's 10 points to get the first promotion, because you will go up ranks and you'll be promoted through the ranks, increasing your faction point cap and having access to new rewards. So if you ever do this, be it Rebel or Empire, make sure that you go above 200 before you first sign up. Look at this bunch of terrorists here. Yeah, they're pretty weak ones. I just grabbed any old mission and they're all pretty weak. Nice. Loot their corpses, you never know what you're going to find. Might be useful, might not be, but... Okay, I am quite happy with that HUD. That is kind of cool. Very cool indeed. Anyway, I'm going to make my way to... back. Oh, you can see it from here. That's where we're heading, on top of that hill. Let me just check here. Make sure my terrain is turned up. It is. It is. Sometimes it resets. You do have to check that. And this was pointed out to me that if you go to chat options, like if you ever have trouble reading chat, you can go here and you can change your default chat box font size and increase it here, and it will be like that every time you load up. I didn't realise that, so that has been a very useful thing. I've been having to change it manually. So yeah. Thank you, Sandy, our community manager, for pointing that out to me. That was pretty sweet. Now I do like the fact that the static buildings in this game, the static things that aren't player placed, once you've loaded them in, will stay in your view distance for a long time. So like we could see this from like miles away. I know one thing I would definitely like to try at some point. I imagine it would just kill my computer doing so, but I would like to see how high my draw distance could go, like the rendering distance in this game. I know it can cause server lag and such, but being able to just see like all the way across the desert, maybe from city to city, would be a pretty unique experience. Definitely wouldn't mind checking it out at some point. Oh, and I do want to point out that there are other planets in this game that I'll visit at some point. I just get so distracted with all my goings on, and I somehow always end up on Tatooine when I'm recording. I don't know why. But get used to it, you know, that's my home. That's where Ashes will be located. So, here we are. We've completed the missions. We've returned to the Imperial recruiter. There are recruiters all over the place. You can sometimes find them out in the field as well, at camps that spawn. Probably the main Empire one would be in Feed, not far from the starport, but for now we're going to go to this lady here because we're on Bestine. So, greetings, civilian. Would you be interested in joining in the military? I would like to join the military. Now, it's worth pointing out that if you want to PvP in this game, Battle of the Players, you would need to join one of these sides. The only exception originally would have been to become a bounty hunter, and you could accept player bounties and you could remain neutral while doing so. But on that note, as far as I'm aware, there are no player bounties currently in Empire in Flames, and I don't know if they're going to make a return, so yeah, I can't promise that. Now, let's go ahead and join. Joining the military is a big commitment. Are you sure that you are ready? You realise that those upstart rebels will attack you on sight. Not the so-called special forces, but their main troops. So you can back out of this if you want by, perhaps I should think about it a bit longer, or you could stop conversing. But here we go. Absolutely, it would be a great honour to serve the Empire. Now, there we go. Now, I've just joined the Empire, and as soon as I've done that, you can see her name turn pink. That means she is an ally of mine. We are part of their faction. And if you look on the mini-map here, the other Imperials in this area have also turned pink because, well, we have just joined the Empire. So these guys are allies now, and I think if you're under attack and you're close to them, they will help you out. I'm not sure how it works. I forget how it works. But yeah. But this also means that all rebels will now attack you on sight. And while you're combating, you can go on leave. But we aren't going on leave just yet. Let me have a quick look here. So, I am now an Imperial combatant. That means I'm covert currently. If I was to heal someone that was overt or special forces, then that would mean I would be PvP attackable. But currently we are covert. So here we go. We got some options now if we talk to one of these guys. I would like to reevaluate my active military status, so I could go on. In fact, let's have a click on that. I can join special forces, which basically makes me attackable. But for now, I'd rather not do that. I would like to use my personal leave time. So basically, with this, I can be considered neutral, so to speak. These guys won't... I don't know if they'll be pink above their heads, but I think you have to use Imperial faction points to rejoin if you do leave. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else? What other options do we have? I believe it is time to end my tour of duty. I would like to resign so you can actually quit the faction. But if you quit the faction, I believe it doesn't reset the damage you've done to your relation with the opposite faction. So if I had killed enough rebels, I'm at negative 5,000. I would have to grind my way back up. But there are shortcuts you can take. For instance, you can pay a smuggler credits and he can convert those credits into faction points, although the ratios depend on the smuggler's rank. So, how are we doing in the war effort against the rebel scum? Our satellite readings have the planetary occupation at Imperial 0 and Rebel 0. Hopefully the Ashes can tip the scales at some point. I believe it's time for a review of my rank. Okay, let's do that. Ah yes, according to your record, I am authorized to promote you to private. Let's do it. And if I bring this up, we've got 304. I lost 10 points of Imperial faction standing, and I've now been promoted to private. And there we go, we actually have a friendly that just went running in there. And she is a purple icon on the minimap. Basically means she's a player that is also a part of the Empire. If I target myself, do I see the icon too? Yes, the icon is there, so I am a member of the Empire. Can I get another... No, I don't have enough points to get my next rank. I am looking for some supplies. We can have a look at this. You can... Okay, so there are a bunch of different things you can get. Base of operations allow you to get like actual military bases that spawn like, you know, NPCs and all sorts. They cost quite a bit. And they have to be placed... I think they have to be placed in a city, unless you can place them anywhere in the world. I do not know. But that is pretty damn cool. But they are quite expensive. Let's see, what else do we have? New uniforms. I can get a long formal jacket. So I can basically get some stuff. I can actually afford these right now. A nice Imperial outfit should I want it. Kind of what she's wearing basically. I can buy armor. I can buy Stormtrooper armor, which is actually pretty sweet. It gives the same stats as your starting gear when you make a new character, so it's not that great, but for roleplay purposes it's usable. I also know that at some point you'll be able to craft faction armor, whether or not it will require you to unlock the schematics via your, you know, recruiters here, I don't know, but you can buy, you know, Stormtrooper armor, which is pretty sweet, and run around as a Stormtrooper, as well as some additional weapons. Furniture. You can get furniture. A whole bunch of different things, including data terminals, which are going to be pretty nice, so I'm going to end up getting some of those for the city. And additional troops, so you can actually hire people to come join you. They'll act as pets, and you can get a mixture of things such as stormtroopers, just general personnel, different quality stormtroopers like riflemen, medics, snipers, and so on. They can get killed. You can also get an ATST, which is something I'm going to be working on at some point, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, that is basically a rundown. That is a rundown of what you can buy from the Imperial recruiters. Now, I want to make my way towards Anchorhead to show you exactly what happens if you attack, well, if you go to a place or you go anywhere near rebel NPCs. Now, I'm just noticed that I can see Anchorhead from here, so I don't know what's going on with the rendering distance. This never used to happen to me, but that is really cool. The fact that I can see Anchorhead from here is pretty sweet. Now, if I were to go back to that mission terminal, I would be able to pull missions which would actually have me going up against legitimate rebels, rebel soldiers, that type of thing, attacking their camps and so on. But for now, we will make do with heading to Anchorhead, and again, I've talked quite fondly of Anchorhead. It's still my favourite place in all of Star Wars Galaxies, although it is a little bittersweet that I'm attacking it now, but hey ho. Hopefully at some point it will be possible for the Empire to capture Anchorhead. That would be quite good. Maybe I can lead some sort of campaign into that happening eventually, I don't know. It would make sense though not to leave, you know, a rebel outpost so close to Bestine. That may have to happen. Maybe one of my first operations. So first things first, let's get rid of the speeder, because I don't want it blown up. Now we are here on the upper level, on the outskirts of Anchorhead. Nothing actually goes on here, just a bunch of NPCs. But as we get further down, you can see the red on my overlay map already. In fact, there is a player in there. Okay, there is a player in there. I don't think I should have any problems with... Here we go. You can see here they have the rebel symbol next to their names. And now the thing with the Rebel Alliance is that they just have a mixture of like various armors they kind of wear, you know, any old thing, because they are really, you know, a ragtag bunch of troopers. When the new game enhancements came out, which was one of the big combat upgrades later on in Star Wars, it did start adding more uniforms, which were a lot of greens, you know, to follow that whole Endor trooper uniform that you'd see in Return of the Jedi. But there was a lot of like other uniforms similar to that. But okay, I'm gonna pull my pistol out here because we're gonna have to close the gap. The guy on the left is pretty weak, as are the two towards the back. But we do have a captain here, so maybe I should kill the captain first. Just have a quick look. Resists are fairly low. He's got some high blast damage, but it's not gonna matter. He is literally going to die. He's pretty... Oh, he's tanking it, he's tanking it. Switch to my vibro knuckler. I don't think these guys are going to hurt me much. Knock her down. My bad. Sorry, madam. And there we go. There we go. And every time I do this, I will get faction points for the Empire, and I will lose faction points for the New Republic. But you know, if I want to level up stuff, this is what I'm going to have to do. And yes, welcome to Anchorhead, one of my favourite places in the galaxy. So here we go, we can see there is a recruiter here. If you were a rebel, you could come to Anchorhead, but for whatever reason I can't actually attack it. I seem to recall them being vulnerable at one point in time, but I imagine the reason it was removed was because if you could kill these guys, you wouldn't be able to like redeclare if you were PvPing, although I could have sworn there was like a chat command, but I can't find it anymore. But yeah, this is the very basics of factions and faction combat. Hopefully I can go a bit further into this later on when I start showing you more things such as the bases you can get, and somewhere down the line there is going to be a big update to the game, to Empire in Flames, which is going to be focused on the Galactic Civil War, so expect new mechanics that you won't have seen before in Star Wars Galaxies, from my understanding. So that is going to be pretty sweet. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time.